Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to our uh, cumulative sharing of some knowledge and experience humbly from me on the Environmental Quality Act 1974. We are specifically still dwelling within Environmental Quality Clean Air Regulations 2014 as one of the main subsidiary regulations under the Environmental Quality Act of Malaysia 1974. We are now at the last part of third schedule, and we are going to look into the parameters and also the emissions limits and also the requirement for monitoring, whether it is CMS or a periodic monitoring for waste incinerator. There's a lot of waste incinerator in the country and it's coming up, and I hope there will be more. Instead of waste incinerator alone, I have some other suggestions which will look into this. Now, why we are here, because for this, as you know, as I said, as we enter environmental quality clean air regulations, first we need to identify where are we, which part of the law are we subscribing, how to do that. Read regulation 13 first. Which part of the regulation 13? That law will lead you to a schedule called the first schedule. So we ask ourselves a question whether our activity is subscribing to the first schedule or not. Look, for waste incinerator, they are here. They are clearly part of the third schedule, part of the first schedule. Here we are. They are here. They are in the first schedule, the last member of the first schedule. And when they are in the first schedule, the law is, look, since they are in the first schedule, the law says their emission standard shall refer to that of third schedule. Got it? There you are. All right. Now, for that reason, we are here looking into waste incinerator, simply because waste incinerator is a member of the first schedule, and thereby, according to regulation 13, the emission standard for a waste incinerator shall be referred to the third schedule, which we are going to look at shortly. And as you can see in the third schedule, all the important hazardous substances as listed in fifth schedule, and also dioxin and furan as listed in the fourth schedule, has been addressed in the third schedule itself. That is why in some of the earliest videos, there are some parts of, for example, I think it was some of the industries, apparently the note says that we have got to refer to the fifth schedule, and there is a safe clause saying that, you know, at regulation 13, as the case may be. Now this is something which is discomforting for some people, but we need to liaise and discuss with the authorities to finalize, and whatever they are finding has got to be in black and white to ensure you understand what it's all about. Now let's take a look at the emission standard of the waste incinerator. There you are. Okay, we are here now. Welcome to the club. Incinerators. Look, all sizes, whether it is a private incinerator, whether it is government or municipal incinerator, whether it is a medical incinerator, or whether it is garbage or domestic waste incinerator, They are all classified as incinerator, regardless of size. It could be as big as the one you have in Negeri Sembilan, or as small it can be. Okay, and this is what I need to share with you. Look, these are all the parameters from total particulate right up to dioxin and furan over here. Okay, now let's take a look. Watch. There is a requirement for continuous emission monitoring system. What is it? CEMS. All parameters? No. Look, I have made it simple for you. If you look at those parameters, they are all indicated in red font, right? Now, if under this parameter, if you look at this one, you see the figure numeric in red color. It is indicating that for that particular parameter require CEMS. Only when you see the numerics in red based on the law. So I made it simple for you. Once you look at this slide, you will, when you see red fonts in the numeric, the figures or the limits, it simply means for that particular parameter, it is regulated for continuous emission monitoring system installation. Okay, now let's take a look at the first one, total particulate matter. This one, total particulate matter, the unit is in milligram per cubic meter and the limit is 100, and this one require CEMS. Got it? And non-methane, look, non-methane volatile organic carbon is expressed as total organic carbon. There you are. And the limit is less than, it has got to be less than 10 milligram per cubic meter at all times. Once we can't achieve it, you got to notify the UE. And if you know that your system can't achieve it, then you have to apply for a contravention license under this regulation, and you must find a way to achieve it. That contravention license is enabling you, it is discretion of the DGDOE anyway, is enabling you to do upgrading. How and what could you improve in order to comply with the standard? All right. Now the next parameter is hydrochloric acid. There you are. Another parameter, hydrochloric acid mist or fumes, regulated to be under 40 milligram per cubic meter and requirement for CEMS. The next parameter is hydrofluoric acid, which is regulated at 1 milligram per cubic meter and also require CEMS. So now it's 4 parameters already on CMS. Now let's take a look. The next one is sulfur dioxide, regulated to be below 50 milligram per cubic meter, also require CMS. And what else? Nitrogen dioxide, regulated to be below 200 milligram per cubic meter, also require CMS. And we have carbon monoxide. This is the obnoxious one, regulated to be below 50 milligram per cubic meter, also requiring CMS. Now, as you can see, those that have colored red over here, from total particulate matter total organic carbon where non-methane volatile organic carbon is included or constitute the TOC, hydrochloric acid, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen dioxide, and carbon monoxide. These parameters all require CEMS. Got it? Excuse me. Now, what about other parameters? Let's take a look. We got cadmium, right? We have cadmium to be below 0.05 milligram per cubic meter, tellurium below 0.05 milligram per cubic meter, mercury has got to be below 0.05 milligram per liter, tin has got to be below 0.5 milligram per liter, arsenic has got to be below 0.5 milligram per cubic meter, and you have lead, same limit, and you have chromium. And this chromium, I believe, is probably total chromium. I'm not sure, you've got to ask the chemist. Has got to be below 0.5. Cobalt, you've got copper, also 0.05. You've got manganese, also 0.05. You've got nickel, also 0.05 milligram per cubic meter, and vanadium, also regulated below 0.5 milligram per cubic meter. And last but not least, you have got our most rated carcinogenic, mutagenic substance here, which is polychlorinated dibenzodioxin and polychlorinated dibenzofurane, both regulated to be below 0.1 nanogram total equivalent quantity per meter cube of sample. You got to ask and check with a certified chemist. I'm not authorized to talk about that now, and also it's beyond my expertise anyway. Now this is the parameters and the limits. Now those in blue, like this: cadmium, beryllium, mercury, tin, arsenic, lead, and chromium, and cobalt, copper, manganese, nickel, and vanadium, and dioxin and furane. These are all requiring periodic environmental monitoring and sampling and analysis. And apparently it is not stated in the law about its frequency. So what we have is regulation 16, which stipulate that it has got to be done once in a year. That is all. That is for this activity of waste incinerator. Okay? Excuse me. Alhamdulillah. I hope it is clear. So for waste incinerator, now one thing about waste incinerator, just off the record, my concern is the emissions from all these waste incinerator. Emissions, well, look, if the combustion temperature is not high enough, or the surface area to volume ratio of the substances which is being burned in the incinerator is not big enough, meaning it's not small enough to create the surface area, we might have non-compliance. Now, another factor is the combustion time. You see, when we do feeding of waste into the incinerator, it tends to cool down the combustion chamber a little bit. So we got to ensure that it is all the time exceeding 900 Celsius, because as ecotoxicologists told me, and many other toxicologists who taught me before said the same thing. At temperatures anything above 900 Celsius, all known toxic materials, matters, elements are destroyed except dioxin and furan. Okay, except dioxin and furan. Thereby, to ensure the temperature of incinerator as high as 1100 to 1200 Celsius is crucially important to ensure all these materials are not exhausted into the atmosphere. And of course, definitely you could comply to the standards stipulated as you could see in this particular slide. Now, number 2. Why do we just let the heat go off? The heat after the combustion chamber at 1002, we can tap that heat. I believe you know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about power generation. Tap the heat to a boiler, get steam out, turn turbine, and generate electrical power from all these incinerators. For that reason, I implore everybody, especially environmental engineers, of course, politicians whose portfolio is energy and also environment. If you're watching this video, it is about time. It is about time. We don't have any more waste. And this is our opportunity for the country, for the people in this country, for Malaysia, not to depend so much on imported coal. We are importing coal for energy. At least some portion of it, we get it from the combustion chamber of municipal incinerator. What I'm trying to say is that we have how many districts in the country? Each district built its own waste incinerator. Burn, get the heat, boil, steam, turbine. At least you could use the electrical energy for that particular premise, or you can sell it to people around that municipal waste incineration plants. And the ash from the incinerator, look, most of it could be potassium. Now, you don't have to landfill. We convert those ash into products. Give loans or grants to universities. Let them study. Let the undergraduates take up this project and look what they can come up with. I assure you, the younger brains work well under your supervision. They can create products. Sometimes something that we never thought of. We never know it unless we let them try. So I'm towards the end of my prime time, but this idea of mine has been captured by some people and brought elsewhere, away from this country, and I learn from abroad as well. And I want to see it done here in this country. We can have cheaper resources. We can cut down our costs a lot, and we can create a lot of jobs. Come on, we have got electrical engineers, we have got civil engineers, mechanical engineers out of job today. Now, every municipal district, you can count the number of districts. Today, in every district, every taman, you hardly find a waste skip. You rely on this lorry to collect our waste, but where is the waste skip? All right, for bigger, unwanted items. Now, this has got to change. I hope this video and my voice is seen and heard by the right person who could do something. I'm not a fighter in that kind. I prefer people with more charisma to work out this idea, and I don't want to have my name tag with the idea. This idea is not taught by me alone. Thousands of Malaysians share the same idea. All right, I'm not the brainchild of this idea, but there's so many out there who have thought about it but can't do anything about it. So we got to put an end to that knob. We got to open up the knob and let us do something about it. And mark my words, it's going to be prosperous. All right. So that's the end on. I'm sorry, I mumble too much this slide because it's about incinerator, something that is very close to me. I wouldn't share that in this video anyway. But so this is on the last part of the third schedule, and we have seen the last member on the first schedule of the environmental quality clean air regulations. Thank you for the time. I apologize for any shortcomings or any untold information. Saya minta maaf sekiranya saya minta maaf di atas kekurangan yang memang ada ini, dan I hope that is in Bahasa Malaysia. I hope that you are all able to share, and please be kind enough to subscribe to my channel. At least give me a boost in my work, and give me some encouragement by subscribing. Be honest with it and clear your conscience. And you can use this video, you can edit for your own work, for your own video, no problem. I don't take any copyright control or whatever on my work. This knowledge is for everybody. I want you to be happy with it. Use it to make other people happy and to make the life that we are living in, the world that we are living in, a happier place to live. All right, in this perspective, that's the best I could do. So thank you for your time again. I wish everybody Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And yeah, I might post all these slides in my blog spot, sekitarsynergy.blogspot.my, and you look for the page called CAR2014. CAR2014. I might be posting these videos over there for students to study, for them to do revision, etc. All right, so have a nice day, have a good day, and we'll meet again in another video, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.